torso bits. I think I will do this.
Roger that.
We'll have to manage to heat a little bit. I definitely would like the Smurms to land, even though it's slightly reduced chance to hit than the laser. But we have more Smurms. Boom, boom, boom. And the Smurms don't do much damage because they apply acid. They do -3 damage per missile. All that's needed is for me to hit him once. It's true, Kane.
What can I do for you?
But I was still happy where you were at first. Yeah, we'll do this. This is going to be a much better chance to hit with everything. We can start doing some called shots. See, our called shots to the head are so low chance. But really, like, we're not going to affect many of the odds anyway. The thing with the called shots to the head, it does actually slightly increase the chance of torso shots as well, which means increased chance that we'll just take him out. We could go and try to focus on the legs. But we have to take out both. It feels fairly unlikely. Tell you what, we'll see if we can get really lucky on a headshot. Most likely we're not going to get him, but if we could just take out the head with one of those solid hits, great. It'd be great if I had machine guns still to try to generate headshots. And losing this building here won't make any difference to our bonus. Called shots to center torso from the turret. Turret is not a team player. But the goblin is down, so at least there's that.
Standing by.
I guess that's true. Side torso. Some of these guys have, you may have seen the message, some mechs have this protection where side torso damage doesn't damage the pilot, or maybe it's a guts roll or something. I don't know. All right, we're going to move Quill over here and see if we can see something down this edge, this cliff from here. Who the hell's shooting at us?
Mission successful.
Turret doesn't get salvaged, so it doesn't care. Yeah, we did lose one building. And we lost a leg. But we didn't lose anything major, which is good. So we destroyed the Vanguard, so we got an increased payment. The APCs lived, so we got increased payment from there. So we're still getting a payout of 309. That's after our drop cost of 48k. And yeah, improves our relationship with the Lyran Commonwealth, hurts a little bit the Draconis. We'll see. We've got so much rep with the Lyran, we might just keep working for them. So Quill got an injury because he did fall over. And yeah, the Wolfhound did lose a leg. Otherwise, this is actually pretty clean. Alright, Salvage. Mech bits, obviously really good, but early on, see these triple pluses? This probably came from that freaking goblin. Just sick. How much are these worth? 1.2 million each. Remember, we only sell for 10% of that, but that's actually still pretty good sale. What else? Early on, I really like shopping for engines because they're worth tons of money. It's whiskey and chocolate. Hold on a sec. We got a cockpit here. Reduces damage taken, gives us more melee accuracy. That's tempting. These engines here, yeah, 1.6. The smallest one is what? 100. So far, the biggest money salvage is this engine core here. It's new fire control systems at 1.1. That's pretty good. Which one is this? Oh, bonus to called shot, increased sight range, zoom, thermal vision, so we have an easier time spotting overheating targets. Oh, that's really tempting. Oh, we got improved jump jets over here. They do weigh a little bit more, but give you more distance. Sensor recon suites. See, these, we want these, but they're super expensive. The Slick suite is quite good because it's a part of the C3 network. So you can share vision with that. Stealth module. Virtual reality piloting. That's worth $1 million. Gives you more maximum evasion pips. More evasion from movement. More sensors. We do need some sensors. It would be really nice. I think what we do is we grab the Slick suite here. More sensor range and sight range for the entire lance. More resolve gain for all lance members, so our little resolve bar fills up faster. And it's got the shared sensor information. Right now, this would be the only one, so we don't have any sharing yet. More injury resistance, more initiative. It might be worth investing in this. The sensor recon is nice. It's not super valuable. And again, I'm really worried about money early on here, right? I think we grab the virtual reality pod, and I think we're also going to grab the FSC Predator here. Sight range, thermal vision. These are all really handy. And then there's the DNI cockpit for melee accuracy. Bonus initiative. I mean, we kind of have to give this Kane, right? Like, we can just take stuff that we actually aren't planning on selling. We could get claws for Kane, but they're light. That's one of the things. This is like, it's 0 tonnage, which is wonderful. Well, sorry, it has a weight of chassis tonnage, but it's still going to be fairly light. We might just be grabbing all cockpit stuff. All right, I'm going to confirm this. We also got 1 bit of the dagger, 1 bit of the Jenner. We did get a flamer plus. We got a laser cutter. Oh, there's another weapon, melee weapon. So it fires during melee. So it doesn't increase our melee damage. What it does is it fires during melee. It generates heat as well. And it's got bonus damage against overheating targets. Got a vehicle flamer. Ignores evasion pips, which is powerful. Internal combustion engine, so we'll just sell that. That's mostly for vehicles. It's not worth that much. We did get one of the stealth systems, which, again, if you want it on someone who can move up, that's quite sexy. Yeah, the pilot takes damage to shut down from the EVR pilot pod, so we just got to make sure that we don't overheat. It's like, it's weird, because some of the stuff that's worth the most, I'm not necessarily interested in putting in a mech. And some of the stuff that's cheaper, it's like, oh, we need that for our mechs, but it's not very expensive. Maybe we can just, like, buy it or this or that. I think stealthing the melee bot is definitely a good idea. I think we put in some work on the hatchet. By the way, on Wednesday, we will be able to stream Gathering Storm. So that's what we're going to be doing. So any damage to armor at all, we have to do some token repairs after battle. So we're going to do this. And if there's some broken systems, after this is done, we might still have to do some work sort of manually, but we will see. Still get the bankruptcy projected right now, but we could sell stuff. We've got 27 days for the next financial report, so that's going to be okay. Quill took some damage. We got some fatigue as well, which is going to kick in, but that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it go long enough for the... I'll let the hatchet get fixed up. We do have 2 pods. So things work a little bit oddly here. Oop, hold on. Moonlighting with an autocannon. While pacing through the mech bay on Sleepless Night, you stumble across Artistic Sumo. She's fiddling with a stock autocannon. A jumbled pile of loose metal and wire litters the plate decking around her. As you approach, Artistic Sumo looks up, a sheepish grin on her face. Hello, Commander. I was just trying to tune this beauty, maybe get a little more performance out of her. Could you do me a favor and keep this from the Chief, though? He already shooed me out of here once this week. I can remind her that it's not a mech warrior's job, let her keep looking at it. If she had traits of bookish or technician, I could do stuff. Whatever, let her keep working on it. What could possibly go wrong? And explodes and kills her. I suppose it was in storage for a reason, so we can afford to lose it if things go wrong. Just be careful, the weapons are meant to destroy mechs after all. Later that week, you get word that Artistic Sumo is in the med bay. When you visit her, she is grinning from ear to ear despite the bandages. I did it, Commander. Cannon is purring like a kitten now. Well, a kitten that wants to kill mechs. I even managed to replicate the performance specs of the Kalyama Tactical Autocannon. So, we lose the AC5, but gain an AC5 plus. So it's got 5 extra damage. It does have increased recoil. So it normally has a recoil of 1. This will now have a recoil of 2, but do extra damage. And Artistic Sumo has suffered an injury. Oh man, that's great. Okay, let's do a save here before I start tinkering with the mechs, just in case I need to do like a revert because I've like done horrible things or misclicked something or the game crashes or a million different things can happen, especially with mods. With mods, save more often. All right, let's see what we can do with this hatchet. Well, you don't have, interesting. Do we have different internal structure? Yeah, we can get endocomposite armor for the Hatchetman, which will free up some tonnage. 1 ton. It does reserve more dynamic slots, so we'll see about that. Stealth system. Yeah, so it's going to be more expensive to repair armor. Take more time and more expense to repair armor after we install this. But it prevents detection on enemy sensors, imposes a penalty of 2 to sensor checks. It gives a penalty to hit. For mechs trying to hit this guy, they've got a penalty to hit, especially quite a bit worse at longer range. 2 to defense before movement decays. 3 hexes before stealth defense decays. So is that 2 to defense before movement? Does that mean... So we have a bonus to defense and a bonus to stealth until we move. If we move, the bonus to defense goes away. If we move more than 3 hexes, the stealth defense goes away. I guess so. But we have more evasion pips, so moving faster is still fine. We have reduced visibility against us, or I'm not sure. We generate more heat from weapons as well as just passive heat per turn. Requires an ECM system to be installed. Oh, really? We can't install stealth unless this also has an ECM system, which we don't currently have access to. Still, we'll install the DNI cockpit. Ooh, it's quite large. We don't have a sensor package, I don't think, available for the hatchet. I don't know what a UAV. UAV compartment grants increased sensor distance and adds bonus of 1 sensor check made by this unit. That might be something that goes in one of these slots, which we can't do because we've got that now. So yeah, we don't have... Oh, I can put in the virtual reality piloting over here. So we take pilot damage on overheat, we take pilot damage on shutdown, but this will give the Hatchetman more evasion from moving. Although, you know what? I'm wondering if we actually want to put this on the Osiris. The Osiris can move a lot more, so it's more likely to get more evasion pips. I think I like that, actually. I'm going to put the virtual reality piloting pod on the Osiris. One more jump jet on the left leg for movement. I suppose we could. The thing is, like, the hatchet's pretty fast. 6 hexes. If we add another jump, actually, it might be able to... Oh, I don't have a jump jet. I'd have to buy one. Oh, you're saying, does this require the DNA cockpit? Enhances the capabilities of DNI. Requires the... Oh, you're right. So we may as well put the virtual reality pod on here because we need a DNI cockpit. Okay, we'll do that then. Dynamic slots are being occupied by the ferrofibrous and endocomposite. These things save weight, but they're bulkier, so it takes up a bunch of slots. They will move around. If I try to put more stuff over here, the dynamic slots will just move to where there's empty. I suppose we could buy another small jump jet. It might not be a terrible idea. Oh, they're only 34 grand. Okay. I mean, there's still the question as to whether it's better to have that or something else, but no, I think this is okay. So we'll get another jump jet over here. We have 0.5 tons left. Start rounding up some of this armor here. Come on. There we go. Let's put a little bit more into the arm with the hatchet. Maybe both arms. The side torso. There you go. And the center torso. Okay, so it's got the 4th jump jet. So what's its jump range? 150. Okay, it can actually jump a little further than move. Not as much as a sprint, but yeah, that will actually be handy. So we got no stealth set up here, but the Hatchetman, I don't know, it's still pretty sexy. We did get the melee laser, did we? So if we go here and we go here, no, we don't have a melee laser. Well, we have the laser cutter, that's true. But we don't have a slot for it. So the laser is one of the support slots, which we don't actually have on this mech. We need a support slot somewhere for it to fire. So we can't actually add the laser cutter to the hatchet. But it's fine. I mean, nothing really survives its melee anyway, more or less, right? So, 77 grand to do the work, 5 days. Hyper War, there was just the one video, yeah, this is sort of the replacement of that. Yeah, too bad we didn't get the claws. That's true, because I could have thrown the claws on here. That would have been kind of sexy. But we don't. Okay, so let's lock this in for the hatchet. One more in each leg, what? Oh, armor? Nah, I don't know. I think we'll be fine. Like, losing a leg sort of sucks, but all we'd be losing in there is jump jets. So that's not too bad. All right, the hatchet's in there. Anything else we want to do? Let's take a look at the Osiris. So this is the one that moves really fast. Still generates a lot of heat. We can make some various modifications. You've got ferrofrid, you've got endosteel. Yeah, we couldn't give you something else. We've got some heat sinks. We do have a dual heatsink kit, but you're already using dual heat sinks. Never mind. Ballistics. So, okay, ballistics is in here. This is not missiles. This is direct fire weapons, right? So ballistic weapons are like your guns. Yeah. Which you don't really use. You use lasers, so we're not going to give you the fire control for ballistics. It is a triple plus, though. We're going to see if we can add it to someone else. Although, the person who's got the 4 autocannons has already got an autocannon FCS. Which is fine. Maybe we'll throw on the FSC Predator here. This will give you a little bit more sight range. Does improve recalled shots, which might be handy. Let's do it. We can give you an armored cowl here, but it actually adds a ton of space. I don't think we want to add the armored cowl here. This is already, we're sort of pushing the limits here. Hey, Morphin, I'm loving it. I mean, I've lived RogueTech for a long time, and this run's being a lot of fun. Losing leg means no more melee. That's true. Well, maybe, yeah. So, I can't put the stealth system on here because we need ECM. Reserve 6 slots requires an ECM, which this does not have. We're gonna need to loot some ECM from someone. Still, I like this. I'm gonna put on the Predator fire control system. 34 bucks and 1 day. That's easy. So, slight sight boost.
I'll let you know when that's done.
The Cicada over here. None of our guys have ECM. So yeah, you have the autocannon FCS, which is +2 accuracy with autocannons. Whereas the quite strong triple FSC ballistics is only +1. It's with all ballistic weapons, but that's it. -1 recoil, but I think we've already got the -1 recoil. Minus heat, which is all the same. So this is nice and generic because it's all ballistic weapons, but we don't need it for here. I don't think we make any changes. We could, okay, the Cicada's really slow. What if we considered replacing its engine core? From a 170, that's 4 tons, to a 210, which is 10 tons. 6 extra tons. It'd move a lot faster, but what are we going to rip the tonnage out of? I think that would hurt too much. It doesn't even have maxed armor as is. And the thing is, the Cicada's slow, but it's got really good range. If we can get it some proper vision, that's all we need to do for the Cicada. Oh, I want to throw a jump jet on here. Just one, because this guy gets screwed with cliffs. He doesn't need a lot of movement. He doesn't need to be able to, like, you know, like... Well, I mean, more movement speed would be good. Again, I don't know if... Well, just even buying the jump jets right now would sort of hurt. But just get this so that he can move up and down a cliff should the need arise. And I guess we'll sacrifice a little tonnage over here. I guess we'll hit the max armor button. Max armor button works a little bit weird with RogueTech. I think because there's things that modify the weight of armor, so the max armor button tends to go a little bit twitchy. And I would love it if there was an option, like in BattleTech actually, to max armor but always keep multiples of 5, just because it makes the tonnage a little easier to work out. So I tend to like manually make it even and then see what I want to do at that point. I mean, you're going to fire from fairly far away. Things shouldn't hit you in the back. I think we can sacrifice a little rear armor. You know, I might want to keep 30, though. Maybe make these 70. Oh, and then we're out of tonnage. So we have uneven arms. That annoys me. Therefore, I will do this. And tell you what, I'll add 1 more pip of rear center torso. So 1 jump jet, I think, will help the Cicada just not get stuck on landscape as much, but it's still, I don't know, a little twitchy. Right. The FSC ballistic is worth a lot of money. We might just sell it. Right now, we have bankruptcy projected, but we do have 20 days before anything happens. That being said, yeah, I think it's probably perfectly fair to sell that. If it really is worth that much. This would be under here, ballistic. Yeah, 1.4 million. We sell it for this. I mean, we could wait until we get more rep, but I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna sell it instantly because we don't need to do it now, but that's probably what's gonna happen. So at this point, I'm gonna save again now that we've done this work, and I'm gonna advance time until I guess all the works on our mecha is done. I do have the upgrade. We do have a second mech bay. I think it's only working at 50% right now, but we do work on 2 mechs at the same time, which is good. So Quill and Artistic Sumo are still out of commission right now, and I'm okay with that. We'll do a little bit of a substitution in. Why does it only sell for 10%? Because that's the way it goes. Slowest hex sniper, it's fine until someone sneaks up from behind. Yeah, well, that's it. We're gonna have to just be really careful. Let's grab a contract here. So, ooh, lots of missions for Draconis, which right now we don't have a lot of rep for, but it would sort of be cool. We're gonna really look at the type of missions. Battle, defend base, we know goes fairly well. I mean, it's only a half skull one. Destroy base is really dangerous. Assassinates are fun. Because it usually, one slightly fancier mech. Doesn't pay that much, but we might get some cool salvage. Destroy base, no. Battle. Target acquisition, okay, these are very tricksy. Those are the ones where you have like 8 rounds to go and plant beacons, and you sort of have to like do some YOLO runs. It might be a little terrifying. This is a nice big assassinate mission. We've got such good rep with the Valyrian Commonwealth, I might keep working on that. And we might start with the assassinate mission over here. It's only a half skull, but that's going to be okay. I don't think you can get bonus money on an assassinate. Maybe if you kill all the support, but not so much. We are really going to have to kill everything here. We may as well go for max salvage. So I'm going to do this. It's going to be fine. So the Wolfhound, we are, I don't know, like we've got Goof who's already got the Juggernaut, but that's, I mean, these guys have shit for melee, so it doesn't really matter. We'll bring in Darava and Nallard, and that's going to be fine. At some point, to cut down on maintenance, we might want to just go and box up the Hunchback and or the Blackjack here. They don't have very advanced tech. They're like very like 30-25 mechs with no fancy components. So that's why we're not running them in these missions. Check your waste control. That's right. There was one that came in. Okay, while that's loading. From Barcuda Abido. Thank you very much, Barcuda. It's rare for me to catch a stream. Have a little bonus for making my 2-hour wait between culture class and microeconomics a little bit nicer. Always fun to get you to read my name. Well, thank you very much, Barcuda Abido. Culture and microeconomics. What is microeconomics? I mean, macro would be like, you know, the flow of like currencies between countries and things like that. What's micro? So change it. Destroy base is never toughest one. Let's travel base defense. It's mostly RogueTech that changed it. The thing is, like, turrets are super terrifying. As a light / medium mech lance, which is what we are, base turrets are terrifying. Especially since we have not much in the way of vision boosters. So we can't really snipe turrets from afar. We have to run up to them and then they destroy you. So later on, I think that's gonna flip quite a bit. But right now, the base turrets are just
Time to earn our pay.
terrifying. All right, so we've got to go and assassinate someone. So we'll do that. Their support lance is probably over here. The target's probably over here. Weather's all fairly normal. Melee damage increased. Yeah, I think we can probably just go and do a sprint. Maybe even straight up the road here. With this little hill, I'm kind of okay with having Kane just really YOLO up here because it's actually going to be fairly difficult for someone to get a clear bead on him. And he should have fairly consistently good initiative as well. So there's a good chance he'll be able to move before someone else does. Plus, he's got a crap ton of evasion because it's A, big move, and B, the new systems that we've just implemented. Darava's in the Sniper Wolfhound. Be nice to get a little bit of height. Maybe what we'll do is we'll move in this general area here. I'll move over here again. I guess I could move here and that might give us a chance. But I think I'd like to be a little closer to